I want to once again revisit where we've come from and where we hope to take you next. We spent last evening looking at the ecosystem of the Jewish Day School and how the components interact, and if they're out of alignment, how we can align them. This morning, we immersed ourselves in creating ideas and creating values for our own particular schools and educational enterprises. And, as we all know, even the best of ideas, if they remain on the drawing room table, are of no worth. So we continued with a session before lunch on how to turn our values into action. And most ironically, it was a discussion of how to turn values into action without any real action. And calls to mind for me the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Yud Zayin, Chapter 1, Mishnah 17. Lo hamidrash hu ha'ikar, ela ha'ma'aseh. The best translation of which is, I think, the exposition is not what is essential, but the actions that come out of the exposition. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav, in his inspirational work, Likutei Maharan, talks about this Mishnah. He says, because all the words and exposition of the scholars are not only for the sake of explaining things, but rather for deeds, the Hebrew word being ma'aseh, which also means creation, for they create worlds with their words just as God did. We can put this idea of ma'aseh, meaning creation, together with a statement by the Chafetz Chaim from his seminal book, Shmirat HaLashon. Come and see how great the power of peace is. For in the beginning of the creation of the universe, Ma'aseh Bereshit, the Holy One employed himself in the creation of an instrument of peace, as is written in Bereshit, Perek Aleph, Pasuk Gimel, chapter 1, verse 3, Vayomer Elokim Yehi Or Vayhi Or. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And how do we know that light is peace, says the Chafetz Chaim? For it is written in Yeshayahu, Yotzer Or Uvorei Choshech, Oseh Shalom Uvorei Ra. He fashions light and creates darkness. He makes peace and creates evil. If darkness parallels evil, then light in this statement parallels peace. Light is the very first ma'aseh, the first deed, the very first thing God created in Ma'aseh Bereshit. Therefore, lo hamidrash hu ha'ikar ela ma'aseh means not only the exposition is not what is essential, but the actions. That's just using the most superficial reading of the text. Delve more deeply using the philosophies of Rabbi Nachman and the Chafetz Chaim, and we realize when we actualize our ideas, when we bring them to reality, when we take pedagogical principles and create innovations in Jewish education, we, using God as our model, create light. And the light we create will spawn peace. An internal peace as our children become comfortable in their Jewish skins, and an external peace as we teach them wisdom and Torah, as it is stated in Mishlei, V'chol netivoteh shalom, and all of her ways are paths of peace. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to some of our peacemakers, our creators of light, our grantees, who will be demonstrating their innovations that JEIC has supported. Everyone in the groups will be seeing 2 of the 4 presentations. The green group will begin with Stars of Israel Academy in Queens, New York, presenting their innovation, app-smashing Jewish texts. The yellow group will begin by hearing from the leaders of the Solomon Schechter Day School of Bergen County, presenting their innovation, raising a global citizen, implementing the International Baccalaureate Framework into the Jewish Day School. And as Rabbi Feld announced last night, it is our pleasure, and I'm sure the pleasure of the Solomon Schechter Jewish Day School of Bergen County, to announce that they are the first international baccalaureate school in the greater New York area, and one of only 3 Jewish schools in North America to have achieved this prestigious accreditation. So kol hakavod lachem. People in the red group will begin with Akiva Schechter Day School, whose leaders will be presenting their innovation, research, and development department. And those in the blue group will begin by hearing from the folks at Fuchs Mizrahi School in Beechwood, Ohio, presenting their innovation, Lilmod Ulilamed Teacher Torah Collaboratory. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share these innovations with you today. When the first presentations are over, the second set of presenters will come to you, and then you will meet once again with your facilitators who will direct you to continue writing your own reflections as you see the process of how 4 schools have taken values and actually turned them into actions. Now, tsei ulmad, go out and learn, enjoy, and have fun.